And I want to honor your time, as of course I appreciate the fact that you've all carved out the opportunity to be with us here this morning for what is going to be an exciting and enjoyable time of celebration as we acknowledge the hard work that you have all put what in is going to be to get to this point. Now, I have had the unique opportunity, for which I'm very grateful, to spend time with all of your cohorts as you've had your evidence-based assessment sessions. And so many of you have had the pleasure of meeting face-to-face in person.
Recording in progress.
But even those that I have not had the pleasure as yet of meeting in person, as I have promised the Courtyard team, I will be coming back to sample the goodies at the restaurant. And when I do so, I look forward to meeting as many of you as I can around the property. My name is Raphael Saul. I have the honor and the pleasure of serving as one of two assistant directors at the National Transformation Initiative. And one of the areas under my responsibility is the BEST program. And that just means I get the pleasure of spending time with amazing leaders like yourselves from operators all across the island. I have to begin by saluting you. It is commendable, it is admirable, it's also quite encouraging to see the enthusiasm that all of you demonstrated during this training course. As I mentioned, sometimes when we're doing training, the attitude can be, oh, training again? We've been through so much training, we do so much training. But in this bespoke training in the art of service, what I saw was true excellence from all of you. Enthusiasm, excitement, high levels of participation. You were very engaged. Clearly, you deeply assimilated all of the information that was shared during the training. You were, as we would say in Barbados, plugged into all. And I was very pleased to see that level of enthusiasm and excitement from all of you. So I congratulate you for what really, really was an excellent display during the pendency of the course of your participation and involvement. What I'd like to do at this time, sorry, some other calls coming in there. What I'd like to do at this time is invite the general manager. I trust that she is on at this time. I'd like to invite the general manager of the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, Mrs. Kellyanne Payne. Kellyanne, are you there? Kellyanne is going to bring some greetings at this time. I do hope Kellyanne is here. I'm just kind of looking through, and it appears that she may not be on as yet. That's entirely fine. I appreciate that in the operation, there still is much happening, and she may well be back and forth at this time. I also know that some of you may be joining from work. So what I'll do at this time is I'll move swiftly along. The bespoke training in the art of service is really a significant and very important course for us in the BEST program. One of the reasons why we developed the art of service training is because there had been for a long time an approach to service or service excellence training that we saw the need to refresh. We wanted to enhance and expand on what had been the gold standard of service excellence across the industry and embrace those world-class standards that help make us as a tourist destination truly outstanding, truly different. Bringing that je ne sais quoi, the thing that would make every visitor to Barbados remember us and certainly come back again because their experiences were truly memorable. And so the art of service, the bespoke training in the art of service was developed, and we made it our mission to work with the best facilitators, North Star facilitators, we call them, who are able to bring their own levels of excellence and their own industry knowledge so that the experience is one that is tailored to the needs of the operator, tailored to the needs of Courtyard by Marriott, and it is one that gives you the skills to go back into your work environments every day and truly make a difference as the service leaders that you are now equipped to be. I realize that we do have some persons still making their way in. So I am pleased at this time to introduce one of those North Star facilitators, a true gem for us, someone who is a joy to work with. And I know that you as trainees can attest to the fact that she was a joy as your facilitator during this program as well. I am pleased to introduce and invite to bring some remarks, Mrs. May Hines of May Hines Consulting. May, good morning.
Good morning to Mr. Motivator himself. Good morning, Dr. Leacock. Good morning, Winnell. Good morning, all at NTI. Good morning, Donna Redmond. Good morning, all of the service leaders at Courtyard by Marriott Barbados. Thank you, Raphael. I've been asked to speak about the course in terms of course review and observation. So I'll start by saying that bespoke training in the art of service was delivered to 48 service leaders across all ranks in the company during the months of April, May, and June. But what is bespoke training? It is a custom-built learning content that is tailor-made to fit an organization's needs. Along with Winnell, we started with an information sharing meeting with the management team. A site visit followed, and there's research undertaken of company literature to start the process of tailoring the learning content. The course delivery, 5 interactive weeks involving learning in real time, face-to-face, as well as independent guided facilitated learning. In keeping with the goal of experiential learning, tasks and activities were always geared towards work experiences so that they were practical and meaningful. Now, teamwork was at its best, and both Raphael and Winnell, who were intimately involved every step along the way, and I really appreciate that quality oversight given by NTI. Take a bow, NTI. Naming the teams involved and resulted in the following names. We had Team Excellence, Artistry, The Essentials, Insight, All Stars, Unstoppable, Opportunity, Progress, Ascension, Loyalty, and Become. Now, throughout the course, service leaders were invited to participate fully. An assessment was made by me and stars awarded. The service leader or cohort or team achieving the majority of stars were recognized on the final day called Assessment Day. And again, best and NTI officials joined and presented the prizes. The course assessment though, various assessment criteria and indicators were used to verify that learning occurred, namely a challenge quiz, 30%, learning log, 30%, and one-on-one interviews. There were top performers from each cohort and winners of the best learning log. Winners again were presented with books, part of MHC's learning organization strategy. I'll now move to observations. Pre-course requirement. As Raphael said, if we're going to transform service, we really have to start to first all be on the same page with what is service. So the pre-course requirement required that each service leader answer the question, what is service? Everyone, all 48 service leaders, in assessing their answer at the start of the course, voted unanimously to accept the course definition. Service is so much more than a singular transaction. It is an overall customer experience. It's the result of the interaction between the customer and the entire service system. We then move, as Raphael mentioned, to a key evidence-based assessment meeting, where along with NTI, we covered strategic implementation or business improvements. And finally, the design offers all operators a support system component. We launch, along with Winnell again and Raphael in attendance, a quality circle on June 7th. We are currently crafting service quality standards for Central Restaurant, which is transitioning. So I want to just finally apologize for Jacinta Bowen, our associate who had a prior commitment, but thanks to all of you, that's my delivery of course review and observations.
Thank you so much, May. Always succinct, always pointed, always comprehensive, always connecting. And we appreciate how you have connected the dots, May, for us as NTI, one of our North Star facilitators you are, but also how you've connected the dots for all of the participants. There was almost an auntie and favorite nephew or favorite niece relationship that I saw as I went to all of these sessions. And we are truly pleased with the level of affinity that has now developed between yourself and all of the trainees and participants. The BEST program really was created to support the tourism sector in response to the social and economic impacts of COVID-19. But the opportunity that we found in the midst of the obstacles and challenges that COVID-19 has presented is that we could now effectively target and work with operators and their teams across the industry to develop a truly world-class Barbadian tourism product. And every individual that has been a part of this training is now actively contributing to improving and developing that Barbados tourism product as the service leaders, the qualified and the trained service leaders that you are. I've noticed that Kellyanne is just getting things set up in the conference room. So perhaps I'll give her just 2 minutes to do that. Dr. Leacock, we're going to come to you very shortly. Because Dr. Leacock will be bringing remarks on behalf of the NTI as well. One of the reasons why we thought this would be such an appropriate way to cap what has been an excellent engagement, though we always do graduations for our operators, there was something special in the air about Courtyard by Marriott. I'm sure May, in her own way, would agree as well. There was something special in the air. And though to this day, Jacinta still owes me some fresh baked cookies, I'm going to forgive her. I'm going to forgive her for not meeting me halfway in that regard, because the support that Jacinta provided to you, May, and to all the participants during the training truly was incredible. It really was incredible support. So May, on behalf of the NTI team, I'm sure that a bit later on we do have a bit of an open mic segment. There may be other members of the Courtyard team as well that may want to voice their own experiences. But on behalf of the NTI team, we truly want to say a big thank you to you and Jacinta May for a job very well done. Kellyanne, I noticed that things look to be quite set up in the Courtyard conference room. I can see some of the participants in the distance. Let me know whether this is a good time, Kellyanne, for us to come over and visit with you at the Courtyard and hear from you at this time as general manager. Having observed the members of your team go through the training, what are your thoughts? What are your experiences? And I'd love to invite you at this time to bring greetings on behalf of the Courtyard team. Ah, there you are. Yes, Kellyanne. You can go ahead and unmute at this time and share your greetings, Kellyanne. There you are.
One second, let me see. Can you hear me?
Yes, Kellyanne, I'm hearing you, but there seems to be an echo. I'm not sure if both your phone and the device that is being used to broadcast the conference room, I'm not sure if they're both unmuted simultaneously. That could be a part of it.
If she was in another room, it would help.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Kellyanne, I'm hearing you and there's no echo. So you can go right ahead.
Good morning, can you hear me? Okay, all right. All right, so I wanted to just share pretty much for me and the team that it was really truly an honor and a privilege for us to have completed approximately about 30 hours of training facilitated by Mayhines Consulting and National Transformation Initiative, again, through the BEST program. Over 95% of our associates would have completed the training in the art of service, which we know will have a significant impact on how we interact with our customers or guests. And now, for now and in the future, because we would have started this training some months ago. The intention was that no man got left behind. That was May. I know that was National Transformation Initiative. You guys wanted to make sure that when we started this program, that everyone completed it, including myself. So I'm very thankful that pretty much over I think it was 5 cohorts that we were able to complete literally almost everyone, with the exception of those who may have been out sick. So, and there are just a handful of those, and we know that we have provided training so that when they return, that we're able to make sure that we have 100% participation and completion. Now, the reality is that we understand and appreciate that the expectation is that we will continue now to work on all the elements of our service system that we like to refer to. The reality, again, is that, the service we deliver, we know will help to elevate the tourism product here in Barbados. So it's not just about Courtyard Bridgetown, it's really about how can we now, really work hard through our experience to uplift tourism within our island home. We know that we are competing against some of the brightest and the best, and we know that especially understanding the effects of the global pandemic and the effects on travel, the reduction of demand in some areas, and in addition to that, the perceived complications associated with travel, we understand and appreciate that service will be a big differentiator. And one of our main competitive advantages, how we deliver. Barbados has always been known as a luxury destination where people are paying a little bit more. They pay a little bit more in airlifts, they pay a little bit more for some hotels when they get here compared to what they may pay in some of our neighboring islands and some of the other exotic locations around the world. But when they pay to come here, service is what they're going to be expecting. And us being able to deliver will really help, I believe. And the last thing I wanted to share was that one of our core values here within Marriott is pursuing excellence. And this program, the Art of Service, has helped to give us particular tools and tips, even through the recently formed Quality Circle, and how we can, develop and make sure that we're living quality. And we are pursuing excellence not only with our personal brand, but we're pursuing excellence and bringing that alive here within the hotel Courtyard by Marriott Bridgetown. So I know it's not the vote of thanks, but I wanted to say a big thank you to all of you who would have played a part, to, the associates who participated, as you mentioned, Jacinta, you were talking about Jacinta earlier, me, everyone, yourself, Manel, who would have really worked hard. I know it was hard work, coordinating and executed. I really wanted to say a big thank you on behalf of my team for making sure that this program happened and that it was a success. And I promise all of you who were involved that we are going to ensure that we continue. I mean, I talk to my associates and I know sometimes we go to a training session and we put the books away and then that's it, but I promise you that we will do everything through the Quality Circle, through our weekly meetings, our monthly meetings, to ensure that the Art of Service remains relevant and that we are living and pulling through all of the components that we would have learned in the session. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to say a few words.
Thank you also, Kellyanne. Thank you so much for your outstanding leadership in the midst of this entire process.
Right, one second, Raphael. Raphael. I'm now
Yes.
having a little bit of audio issues. Give me 1 second. Okay, can you say something again for me?
Yes. Are you hearing me?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So you can just mute on your end, Kellyanne, so we don't get any feedback or anything. So Kellyanne, I was just saying, I want to thank you because I know that May can confirm one of the significant contributing factors to the success of any training, engagement, or exercise is the degree to which the leadership of the organization is bought in, engaged, and involved. And we have not had that problem at all at Courtyard by Marriott. And it is due in large part to yourself, to Arlene. I know Arlene may not speak perhaps unless she comes in the open mic a bit later, but the two of you, and then all the other service leaders who are now becoming leaders of leaders from among the Courtyard team. Your leadership overall is what has made this the success that it has been, and it's what will make it the success it will continue to be. I am pleased at this time to invite to share remarks on behalf of the National Transformation Initiative, our director, Dr. Alison Leacock.
Thank you very much, Raphael, and good morning to everyone. In particular, I feel honored to have Raphael introduce me. He's really a $1 million man, but we'll tell you more about that later. Let me also begin by saying happy birthday to the technical man who we all rely on in times like this. Dario, happy birthday to you from all of us at NTI. And indeed, I am going to be bold to say from the Courtyard Marriott service team as well.
Very much appreciated, everyone.
You're welcome. Courtyard Marriott service leaders, are you ready for it? You like Morby? I hope you do.
Sometimes, when faced with something difficult, something hard, a challenge, you might tell yourself to give up, to give in, that it don't make no sense, that you can't win. In those moments, you have to look your challenges straight in the face and tell them, tear the bark off for you. In life, sometimes you gotta take that hard, dry bark and boil it down. Maintain a level of syrup in your spirit so that you can add sweetness to even the most bitter challenge. It's about managing emotions in times of uncertainty and stress. Learn how with this course from the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, brought to you by the NTI and Coursera. Managing emotions in times of uncertainty and stress. Go to training.nti.org.bb. Training.nti.org.bb. Because you're never too good to get that.
You like Morby? Sweet and dandy.
So I'm sure all of you who are here are sweet and dandy and really celebrating your success. I couldn't resist that one. Of course, it's a masterpiece of a choreography, verbal choreography by our own artivist, Adrian Green. And I want to begin as well, apart from a sip of Morby, with the words of Marriott International CEO, Tony Capuano, who said, the way we live and work has changed because of the pandemic, and the way we travel has changed as well. So it was really apropos for Kellyanne to be talking about the implications and the impact of travel on what you do. It seems so long ago that in 2020 alone, the travel and tourism industry lost $4.5 trillion in GDP. And overall, globally, 62 million jobs were lost. And the road to recovery seemed long then, and honestly, it still seems that way now in some ways. I'm here to tell you this morning that you were among the lucky ones in the world. as the government of Barbados decided to embark on this BEST program to help your employers, Marriott, and to help you as employees to benefit from the training that we as NTI were charged with managing. So let's fast forward to 2022. And the difference in international tourist arrivals in January 2021 and the similar period in January 2022 was as much as the growth in all of 2021. So why does this matter, you might be asking? Well, it matters because whether we have no travelers or more travelers, it affects you and it affects me. So, are you ready? Are you ready for the pleasure traveler, the travel boom that is coming? And when they get here, what will you do to make it so memorable, in a good way, that they'll want to come back? What will you try to do every day to make sure every person, whether they're on the phone, in an email, or walking through the doors of Courtyard Marriott, whether they're local or whether they're visiting from abroad, and I mean abroad as in the region as well, that whether they're local or visiting, they feel included and they feel that you are happy to see them. Remember, the first tourist is a Bajan. So here are some trends in travel and tourism that will directly affect you. You have all of this training under your belt, so you now have to join these dots. The rise of leisure travel. That's an example of a traveler combining the elements of business and leisure into one single trip. And more people are doing that, add on a few days after they've gone on a business trip. Have you noticed it? Well, Courtyard Marriott is tailor-made for that leisure traveler. You have this wonderful setup where you can eat and work at the same time. Not a good thing always, but sometimes we need to do that. New flexible work arrangements. Many of the knowledge workers, as we call them, our welcome stamp is pure genius. It allows digital nomads to come here and work remotely for longer periods. And all of this has created opportunities for extended travel, which is good for you and for me. And it's not limited by a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 work week in the office. So that's leisure travel. The second one is virtual travel. It's another prime example of something that is rapidly expanding in the marketplace. It's been accelerated, obviously, by advances in digital technology. So we won't be able to survive unless we adapt to this new market. Are you ready for it? Well, in our online tourism academy, we're ready for it, and we have a course called Enhanced and Digitalized Customer Experience, Customer Service Innovation, along with 7 other courses that can help you get ready. So check them at training.nti.org.bb. And the travel and tourism sector is not itself going to be able to survive unless it adapts to that virtual market. And there's another, the sustainability conscious traveler. Are you ready for that? So that sustainability conscious traveler enjoys outdoor activities. So will you introduce more outdoor dining, embrace hiking opportunities, and promote festivals, which are likely to be far more appealing as an alternative to some overcrowded events and spaces? Now, I know we're in crop over, so that's a moot point, but a lot of things will be outdoors. And again, for this sustainability conscious traveler that you need to get familiar with, NTI is here to help you. We have this course, Sustainable Tourism, Promoting Environmental Public Health, that's just 14 hours long. And when you've completed it, you have your certificate from the University of Copenhagen. How good is that? So the fourth trend that I want to share with you emerges in data that is showing that the majority of travelers actually want to explore destinations in a more immersive and experiential way. What do I mean by that? They want to feel more connected to our history and our culture. Are you ready for it? Well, if you aren't, again, we are here to help you with it. There's a citizenship course, which is on our learning management system, and there's intercultural communication and conflict resolution. That course is available through our NTI Coursera platform. Just look for Skills for Global Success at training.nti.org.bb. And that 5-hour course, at the completion of it, you have your certificate from the University of California, Irvine. So we have the tools to help you. So the final trend I want to leave with you. We are really on the verge of a travel renaissance. But a trip advisory survey last month revealed that 76% of people traveling globally will still make destination choices based on low COVID-19 infection rates. And in the global scheme of things, Barbados is still up there, really as one of the few destinations with very low infection rates compared to the millions we see in the US. So, are you ready for it? Reflecting on all of that wonderful training I know May Hines gave you, seizing the online opportunities that I just took advantage of doing a few short ads in this presentation at training.nti.org.bb. And are you ready to never stop learning? If you are, I'm going to leave you with 6 C's to help build your personal excellence. I heard that one of your values is pursuing excellence, living it. So it's not easy, but it's worth the daily effort. There are, in fact, 6 C's of inclusive leadership that I think are useful. I try to follow them, but they're useful for all of us to strive for. The first is communication. Be able to communicate with people from all walks of life. It means using language that everybody can understand, being respectful to everybody, and appreciating that people have different communication styles. The second C is collaboration. So be open to different ideas, different perspectives, and different ways of doing things. That's how you're going to grow and really recognize all of the talents that you have and that you will be your best self. The third C is creative problem solving. Problems will come, but solve them in a creative way. They're never going to disappear, so we need to embrace them and use them as opportunities. But it does mean thinking outside the box. So I salute you for your quality circle. And if each of you embraces that quality circle, as I've seen it presented, it will be a game changer. It'll be a game changer for you personally, because you no longer see service as this transaction that you have to repeat things like a robot. You work at Courtyard Marriott, and everything you see affects you. So you're part of the solution if there are problems, and you're raising the bar because your personal conduct is superior. You are challenging yourself. So that quality circle, congratulations to you. Please don't let it fall by the wayside. And if it's successful, let's shout it from the rooftops and make it a model for the sector, because it is a game changer that can change things for you personally and for Courtyard Marriott. Almost done. The fourth C is commitment. This is a toughie sometimes. Commitment all round, The commitment to inclusion means that you welcome diversity. It means you make a conscious effort to seek out diverse perspectives and embrace them, even if it makes you a little uncomfortable, because that's how you grow. And that's commitment. The fifth C is courage. So be courageous when it comes to leading. You can lead in your own sphere, whether it is in the office, at home, in your community, at church, wherever it is. But be courageous when it comes to inclusion. It means being willing to stand up for what is right, even when it is not popular. That's the courage for all of us to challenge ourselves to have. And the final C, especially appropriate for you, is cultural competence. You need to be aware of and sensitive to different cultures. We have different cultures here in Barbados. Adrian Green is always talking to us about several Barbadoses. We live it. We know it. We need to respect it, and we need to be sensitive to it. And it means understanding and respecting people's different ways of doing things, their traditions, their beliefs, and just different styles. So, those are the 6 C's to add to the trends. And combined, I have to ask you this. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for that next step? Are you ready for the future? Then if you are, tear the bark off the training and make sure you deliver personal excellence, pursuing excellence all the time, every time. This is your new beginning with Morby. Good luck to all of you and congratulations.
Wow, 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 wow. A big, big, big round of applause. Oh, major congratulations to every one of you. I felt like I was getting a little emotional watching all the certificates go by, because I know that it's been a tremendous experience for all of you. And I know, like in my heart, I know that you're going to make the most of this through your quality circle. But in addition to that, just through your personal commitment to excellence. I want to encourage you to take your general manager's words to heart, to take May's words to heart, to take Dr. Leacock's words to heart, and truly go out there and make a difference in the space you're privileged to occupy. I'm happy to invite to move the vote of thanks at this time, a young lady that I know, a young lady, yes, you heard me say it correctly because y'all saw her, y'all know how young she looks, a young lady who I know has worked tirelessly behind the scenes along with May to make sure all of the coordination and the organizing has taken place across all of these cohorts for all of you trainees. I am pleased to invite the best skills development liaison, Dr. Leacock's Energizer Bunny, and definitely one of the hardest working people on the team, Miss Winnell Griffith. Over to you, Winnell. Please move the vote of thanks.
Raphael, thank you very much for that. Brilliant job as usual, all your energy in one place. On behalf of the National Transformation Initiative, I want to say a very heartfelt thank you to May Hines for the tremendous role which your company has played in the facilitation of bespoke training in the art of service to those service leaders at Courtyard by Marriott. As usual, a job very well done. The assurance of these service leaders to commit to the gold standards of service has given rise to the launch of the Quality Circle, for which you provided the requisite terms of reference for this sustainable arm of the bespoke training. To Kellyanne Payne and Arlene Brooks and your management team, we thank you for your commitment to ensuring that all staff were provided with this opportunity to be elevated to a greater level of understanding of excellence, not only at a personal level, but also from a global perspective. It must be noted that it was certainly no easy task for you in juggling the operations of the business along with this training exercise, but you were able to make it happen because you fully understood the role of the BEST program within the tourism sector, along with the purpose of this Art of Service course. Sorry about that. The fact that you, Kellyanne and Arlene, both emerged winners in your respective categories is really testimony to the degree of seriousness with which you took this exercise. You definitely walked the talk. To Dr. Leacock, we thank you for your remarks regarding the importance of global excellence within the tourism arena. You have reinforced the behaviors and skills required and have provided us with some food for thought in order to remain competitive. So are we ready? We all have to be ready because we must never stop learning while in the pursuit of excellence. So thank you, Dr. Leacock, for your words of wisdom. And finally, to you, the stars of this event. You took this training seriously, and here you are today celebrating your hard work and dedication to the art of service. To you, the awardees who excelled in this program, rejoice in your achievement. It really, really warmed my heart when May informed me about the Quality Circle. Because for us at the NTI, it demonstrates, just like your management team, that you understood the assignment and that you are committed to achieving global excellence. So strive for continuous improvement and make yourselves, your company, and your country proud. So we would like to wish each and every one of you all the best. Do enjoy the remainder of your day and have an excellent week. Thank you all for your participation in this morning's proceedings. Thank you, Raf.
Thank you also, Renelle. And I couldn't find a more fitting way for us to conclude. Alison, Dario, I am confident we need to queue up the jingle that was played a short while ago again, because we will close this out on that note. So Dario, behind the scenes, thank you, my brother. And I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of the graduation ceremony this morning. Again, congratulate all of you, celebrate all of you. And as you go into your work environments throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, for the remainder of the year and beyond. In fact, in every space you occupy, I want to invite you respectfully to tear the bark off of it. Give it your best. Give it your all. I mean, go both feet in and show your colleagues, show the guests that you serve, show your family and friends and everyone with whom you interact that you are taking your own life to another level. You're taking your own service delivery to another level. You're taking your professional career to another level. So yeah. Dario, you ready for me? Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. So ladies and gentlemen, before we play, because then y'all gonna be dancing and doing all kind of wild things. So before we do that, thank you so much. This has been the graduation ceremony for Bespoke Training in the Art of Service, the National Transformation Initiative, in partnership with one of our North Star facilitators, Mia Hines Consulting. We honor you, we appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of it. This will not be the last. Until next time.
Sometimes, when faced with something difficult, something hard, a challenge, you might tell yourself to give up, to give in, that it don't make no sense, that you can't win. In those moments, you have to look your challenges straight in the face and tell them,
Tear the bark off for you.
in life, sometimes you gotta take that hard, dry bark and boil it down. Maintain a level of syrup in your spirit so that you can add sweetness to even the most bitter challenge. It's about managing emotions in times of uncertainty and stress. Learn how with this course from the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence, brought to you by the NTI and Coursera. Managing emotions in times of uncertainty and stress. Go to training.nti.org.bb. Training.nti.org.bb. Because you're never too good to get better.
You like Marty? Sweet and dandy.
That's Kelly and they're dancing so bad.